Since then, there have been no more executions in the United States. We have a de facto moratorium, but the de facto moratorium should have started on September 25th. And so we call on Judge Sharon Keller then to resign from her office, and more than 1,600 people signed a petition asking her to resign. More than 20 defense lawyers have asked her to resign. A complaint has been filed with the Texas Commission on Judicial Conduct, and hopefully she will be removed from office. But even if she's not removed from office, problems with the death penalty don't end with her. However, I urge that Sharon Keller step down from her position. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Well, Mr. Cobb, and remember, you're under oath, so please tell the truth. Has Ms. Keller, Judge Keller, has she admitted that she did something wrong?
Yes, that's a very good question. In fact, a public information request was submitted by the Houston Chronicle to the Court of Criminal Appeals asking, well, what were the rules that were in effect on the date that this person was executed, September 25th? And Judge Sharon Keller replied to them that actually there were no written rules on that day in effect, but there were rules that were being observed and had been observed in the past that called for the court to remain open up until the time a person was executed, and also called for a certain judge to be assigned the duty of hearing appeals up until the moment the person was executed. September 25th, that person was Cheryl Johnson, and Judge Sharon Keller has admitted that she violated the rules by not sending the request from the defense lawyers to Cheryl Johnson. Instead of sending it to the person who was assigned, the judge assigned to hear that appeal, or to not hear it, but to accept decide whether to accept it or not to accept it, Sharon Keller told the lawyers without consulting anyone else on the court that we're not going to accept it unless it's here by 5 o'clock. So she admitted she violated the rules, and that is very clear evidence that she should be removed from office.
Well, thank you to the witness. You can step down. The court has weighed the evidence presented by the people on the death penalty today. It appreciates the witness's efforts, and the court, in reviewing the evidence, has determined that on all counts, on the count of racist application, we find the defendant, the death penalty, guilty. On the count of targeting the poor, we find the Texas death penalty guilty. On the charge of targeting the innocent, we find the death penalty at Texas guilty. On the charge of being cruel and unusual, we find the Texas death penalty guilty. And on the crime of on the charge of not serving as a deterrent and being a pointless, arbitrary punishment, we find the death penalty guilty. Guilty on all counts. And the court would like to admonish the representatives of the presidential candidates out here on the mall today, supporters of Obama, supporters of Hillary, and supporters of Ron Paul. Take heed what you heard today and encourage your candidates to stop supporting the death penalty. It's guilty. Now get out of my courtroom.